Hi guys. So we're gonna start off today's episode with Varric.
Need something?
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the deep roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Oh, I don't know about this thing. It's being weird.
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the thaig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the deep roads? That's not a cheery thought.
I think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Not your favorite, but alright. Now we have that.
There's a rumor the Wardens have a presence over on the Storm Coast. Do you think you can find a reason to travel that way?
Are you sure?
Didn't get to hear his voice, huh?
So
Alright,
this
Sarah.
is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
Crazy if I was a man and we'd be wasted. She's a little out there.
I'm pretty sure the Conclave proved it's not that easy.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Why? Because someone yelled it real loud? Make them prove it. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
You think it's easy?
Right. They should know it's a simple job. End all war, stitch the sky. The easy one first, of course.
You're daft, yeah? Most people get special, they lose their snark. Can't see how stupid it all is. I think I'll like you, Lady Herald. Maybe you are a little touched, yeah?
I'm ready to give it a shot. That's all I can ask from anyone else.
I'm in. It's an investment, yeah? Better pay off, too. Stupid war and everything. I had things to do.
All I had things to do, Sarah. Lordy, I'm glad that's over with. Solas?
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Let's talk about this touchy subject first.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Caitlin!
I thought you'd be more interested
Coming
in
from
sharing
my
your opinions
13-year-old.
about
Jesus.
You are Dalish, are you not?
What's your problem with the Dalish? Allergic to Hala?
They are children acting out stories misheard and repeated wrongly 1,000 times.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the fade. I have seen things they have not.
Irabellis, Haren. If the Dalish have done you a disservice, I would make that right. What course would you set for them that is better than what they know now?
You are right, of course. The fault is mine, for expecting what the Dalish could never truly accomplish. Irabalas, darling. If I can offer any understanding, you have but to ask.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Halam Sharal. But Halam Sharal was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. A place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Elvahan. Oh, goodness. Jeez.
You've studied
Still
ancient
can't say
elves.
it right.
What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aeravels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Sounds beautiful.
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits. Others trade freely with humans. And some have disappeared entirely into the forests.
I would see with your dad first, because I didn't get those. They're not mine to give you. Sorry about that, guys.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not
Stop
within
now.
earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It
Interesting.
matters only in how it is used.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
Exactly so.
We'll talk later.
Dragon Age 2 is a perfect example of it. A means to an end. And it ended very, very badly. You playing with my phone, babe? Turn it down a bit.
Glissa said to check you to make sure these are safe to serve.
They're fine. Nobody will take a picture when she boils them.
Smart girl for asking, though.
What do dwarves do when magic gets out of control?
We call the Templars, just like the rest of you.
Even down in Orzammar?
Friend, I've never even seen Orzammar. The dwarves don't.
work.
Thank you.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears
There, that
now
works.
is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You have a history with the Warden who entered the Blight, don't you?
I count her among my closest friends. She's probably the only person I trust completely. I haven't heard from her in some time. She just disappeared. I try not to think about what might have happened.
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Valrailleux who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
All right. I'll talk a little bit. Let's head in.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard? My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
We had to do something, and now we have an opportunity.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Yes.
That does sound odd. I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Perfect. Alright. There is a little quest here.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Orlais and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast.
Ouch.
My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
Watch us work.
What can your Bulls Chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
You do?
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Canari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
Absolutely.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Sweetness. Alright. Level up. Let's do that before we talk to Miss Itchy Bay here. Okay, I want this first. Why? Okay.
Mom, why did the other go?
She took Mama's phone. Where are you supposed to be? I didn't ask you what you wanted, baby. You know
I
where
met
you're
an
supposed to
elven
go.
mage earlier. Solas, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
She wasn't expecting it because she thinks everybody's mage fighting each other. And I use this one because it's kind of in between all of it. We don't want to show her our hand right away. But this does harm everyone.
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
I'll try not to let them down.
Failure is a luxury we cannot afford, my dear. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
And nobody should have that power.
Nobody should claim to know the will of the Maker. Not me, and not the Chantry.
Perhaps nobody should. But if no one leads the way, many will be left behind in darkness. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Oh, you won't. Finish your drink, baby, and go back upstairs, please.
Is a blessing upon his parents. Apothecary don't have more poultices for the injured. Mistress Lavellen, do you have a moment?
Maybe.
If you're not using them later, Segrit is willing to pay.
I don't feel comfortable letting parts from demons be available for sale.
To be honest, I'm not sure who would buy them.
Please tell me if you find something.
Oh yeah, we didn't have anything.
Did you need something, Ambassador?
Yes. Well, not precisely, but I should like to know if anyone here has treated you unkindly, Herald, for being an elf.
Not that I've noticed.
If they have, they've been stealthy.
Good. Please let me know if that changes. If we're to convince the world that Andraste's Herald is an elf, the Inquisition must give you its utmost support. Stories of wild Dalish elves have grown even more outrageous as people learn of you.
How have the rumors gotten worse?
I would prefer not to repeat them.
give me something.
Yes, please.
Killing children, selling peasants to slavers, burning down villages, using infants for blood magic.
Jesus.
Those are the stories about your fellow Dalish. I won't repeat what they've said about you.
Well, did you nip that in the butt, Josephine, or are you just telling me about it?
Why not claim the Dalish can steal your breath or turn into dragons while they're at it? Now that I've said that out loud, someone probably has.
Very likely. I will see what the Inquisition can do to contain the slander. It may help if I know more about how you and your clan lived.
The human towns we traded with ate the same food and suffered the same weather we did. The main difference was that they had homes, while we wandered.
That must have been difficult. Still, you must miss your clan.
I was a solitary child. I spent much of my time alone. The Dalish won't weep for me, if they even notice I'm gone.
Believe me, they'll have noticed. Whether you're with them or not, being the clan of the Herald of Andraste will mark them in history.
It's about time.
Elves have been swept under the rug, or worse, rarely acknowledged as a part of this world. This is our chance to be a force no one can ignore.
Thank you.
History should look out. I believe you will succeed.
Oh, we will.
Thank you for your time, Herald.
Okay. I don't know why I hit solitary or elf, but hey. I'm being kind of bombarded by kids at this moment. Let's take care of this, guys. Now, spoiler alerts, I am going to the Black Emporium. If you never played this, please skip it until later. But otherwise, it is what it is.
You were saying something about Cullen?
Yes. Haven has limited space for our soldiers to train. Perhaps we could set up something over here.
Where's over here? I'm sure you're pointing at it. I just can't see it now, Colin. I make no sense of this. The Herald found her. Perhaps she can advise. Cullen. A letter from Sarah follows. For your big hats, Lord whoever says you're rubbish. His servants don't care, but you could. Drop a few things for them. They'll give Josephine a surprise. I think scrolls or something. Sarah. A scribble of the heretic symbol and directions are below. Also Sarah's name 37 times. The Headley is a minor house. Shall we look? Should we instead see what the surprise might be? Require middleman? No. Just Red Jenny says, drop and grab. The papers we received from Sarah's friends document a lord's sabotage of a rival's marriage. Quite a scandalous affair. Very useful in plying our influence. Good job. Okay, so a letter addressed to Vivian lies open on the table. A note has been added to the top, which reads, Josephine, darling, you should take care of this. V. My dearest Vivian, you could not have heard the shocking allegations against the Inquisition, or surely you would never have been seen with them. Allow me, as a friend, to open your eyes. Excuse me. People are saying that Divine Justina is indeed alive, but that the Inquisition, her closest advisors and the most trusted servants, have orchestrated all this chaos on her orders. That it was Seeker Pentecost and Sister Nightingale who sabotaged the conclave in order to eliminate opposition within the Chantry and cut off the heads of the Mages' Rebellion and Templars in a single stroke. To save your own reputation, you must escape this acquaintance immediately. With your deepest concerns, Voltimus LD de Maru. Providing the divine's death would just be used against us, we need to find the source of this rumor. No. We need the support of the nobles to combat this rumor. Let's do it. Ambassador, I very much enjoyed your soiree, and I hope to see you at the summer cottage for our picnic luncheon next month. Do not fret about the ghastly things said about your associates. More reasoned heads will prevail, and this foolish gossip will come to nothing. Yours, Duke Sorrel. I apologize, I was hiccuping through all that. Oh, Morgs. Now I've got four-legged ones interfering me. The confrontation with Mother Hervar in Valrayo marketed had the desired effect, to a point. The Chantry's condemnation of the Inquisition was lost amid a fury of speculations over the actions of the Lord Seeker Lucius, as well as the divide in the opinions of the remaining Chantry clerics. There are, however, clerics still loudly denouncing the Herald of Andraste. The Inquisition could leave them to their speeches, but dealing with them before the Chantry elects a new divine could be benefit. These clerics were not at the conclave for a reason. They all have secrets and weaknesses we should exploit. A delicate hand is needed. We should focus on clerics who would be swayed. Let's do it, Josie. The Chantry remains. Diplomacy. I just cannot read at all, period. Sorry, guys. Won the day. The clerics chose to receive aid, have been most appreciative, and have successfully drowned out our detractors. This causes an internal struggle. Clerics hiring thugs to kill each other's clerics. I was forced to intervene. Such a despicable behavior from those who aspire to the Sunburst throne. The mood in the Grand Cathedral is tense, but for now the Chantry can be counted on our political ally, Josie. Okay. Oh, let's do it. The big one. Our researchers is fascinated by the lure fashioned from the golden nug. She believes that her knowledge of the involved species, combined with the elimination of the apex predators, can result in an opportunity to flesh out something bigger. Something that will truly inspire on the field. It is certainly worth investigating. Having our soldiers place these lures in designated areas is simple enough.
All right.
Thank you, Cullen. Inquisitor, our people have flushed out something big and stubborn. You were seeking a mount that spoke to the tendency of the Inquisition, and this, frankly, I'm not sure what this says, but it is definitely a mount, and it is definitely tenacious. I'm not sure what to say except that the stables now have a new resident, and to echo the reports from our people, that is one big nug. Well, we can't really get it quite yet because we haven't done our Horse Masters yet, but we'll get there. Alright, I do not know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It is a large area to search, however. A memo from Josephine, written on a letter from Sarah. Know what ruins a party? bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safely but angry. Steeny, no good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Sarah scribbled a jar of bees hitting someone in the face. Also a butt. I like Colin for this. It's too large an area to cover. Bounty hunters are simpler bet. If he's peddling them to fight for us, my people will find the trail. I could send runners among the band if the weapons can. Okay, let's do bounty hunters. We have received weapon plans and locations a party to supply us. When the idea was presented, the beekeeper tenant his fingers and sneered, of course, quite disturbingly. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragons were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concert search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. Let's see, this is a task best left to a few selective agents knowledgeable regarding dangerous magic. I have ones just in mind. I'm leery of what we might find in these passages, but we have enough soldiers for, let's not put soldiers, but someone who knows about magic. It's incredible how many passages remain undiscovered even after the Chantry's arrival. And they scurried every inch of these mountains for years in search of anything related to the Sacred Ashes. The cult didn't build all of this. It was here long before, and who knows how many years it would take to find it all. Of the new passage uncovered during the search, most were long emptied and contained goods far beyond salvage. A few, however, yield some artifact of interest, and one eventually contains strange runes we have not yet translated. If we can find someone capable of doing so, they might prove of use. The Secrets of Andraste. The runes discovered in the mountain passage during the recent search are of the type never seen before, neither to Ventard nor Elven, and perhaps dating back to the time of Andraste herself. There are few who might be able to translate the script, and the benefit of doing so is unknown. We have agents with magical knowledge, and that means to acquire text. Let us work on itself. Know several anti scholars who can be discreet. They would be happily let's do what you say.
Let us begin.
Okay. The Secrets of Andraste. Interestingly, the runes are Alrani in origin, belonging to the tribes that inhabit Ferelden almost 8,000 years ago. This is the greater interest, however, is that none of the runes translate intelligibly, meaning it is all in cold. According to the translator, a reference to the Guardian also indicates an island of the north coast. Most curious. I will continue translation efforts in hope we can narrow this down further. Alright. Black Emporium. The Black Emporium. The voices on the winds speak a power abroad in the world. Inquisition, they whisper. An agent named restored, a memory rekindled, and a transfer into a blaze of hope. I hear the whispers and summons the fires of the Inquisition, here in the depths beneath the city of chains. Countless mysteries hid in the shadow in anticipation of the light. Come, the Black Emporium awaits. A Xenon of the Anquinian must spend his days composing melodramatic invitations to his establishment. I imagine being stuck in a chair for centuries leaves one somewhat lacking for entertainment. This particular message was hand-delivered by a cloaked figure at twilight, precisely as the sun disappeared beneath the peaks. My men spied the courier lurking about our outer gates for at least an hour waiting for sunset. A servant under the command of some very specific instructions, I assume. That aside, I would encourage a visit to the Black Emporium. The Acrinian's hoard is legendary. Only those he deemed worthy ever lay eyes on it. The champion of Kirkwall received an invitation once and reported, among other things, a strange mirror that could transform even flesh and bone. Who knows, we may uncover something that aids in the battle against Corvius. You'll need passage across the Waking Sea to Kirkwall. That's easily arranged. Thank you, Colin. A ship has been secured. Be wary of what you find in the Black Emporium, Inquisitor. I have heard many frightful tales. Colin, venture forth. Don't need my companions. Yes, bye. Don't mind me. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Give me one moment. I'm going to lift my mic up here for a moment. Caitlin, you better not have my battery on my phone dead. I need it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. And I don't understand why every time I come here, I got health solo.
Everything is for sale. Except the rejuvenating vials. Those are for my personal use.
Are you still recording?
I am.
Oh.
Keep going. Xenon the Aquarian. I left the Black Emporium empty-handed for two reasons. First, most of the items were priced far beyond what I could afford. Second, I spent most of my short time there trying to state my curiosity about its preparator. I found myself stealing glances at the Aquarian from behind piles of books, between shelves, and at one point over a basket of mismatched socks. There he sat, petrified, in the center of the Imperium, skin of waxy gray over aged taut sinew, moaning in a voice so dry and brittle it sounded like the snapping of twigs after a drought. A girl of not more than 12 scurried to and fro to fulfill his numerous requests. Another patron noticed my fascination and told me that the girl, most likely urgent rescued from the street, was responsible for the needs of the Aquarian, feedings, washings, and the like. So impossibly old is he, and so fragile his skin, he can only tolerate the barest whispers of touch from the smallest and the most tender of his servants. Only in this way may he come close to his lost youth, said the man. I was surrounded by objects of legend, yet none fascinated me as did the Aquarian. From the journal pages found in Kirkwall's dark town, written by an unknown author. Okay. Let me see here. Codexes. Groups. The Grey Wardens. The Blight has ravaged the lands for months. The armies of the greatest king amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn with the archdemon at its head. It was then when the courage seemed to fail and all lost to death and despair, the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth ever between men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the archdemon was dead and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. Then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, that none of their blood had been spilled. This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. Adaptation of Grey Warden legend. The tale outlined above is widely told, although the subject to regional variation. Free marches might substitute great kings for the titles bestowed in their given city-state. In Ferelden, it applies armies of wardens is something replaced with two, representative of the national heroes who fought and defeated the archdemon at Denerim during the Fifth Blight. The beating of wings is referred to the griffins the Grey Wardens are said to have ridden into battle. Although griffins went extinct long before the recent blight, they still appear in numerous stories, some serving as a metaphor for the Grey Wardens' unrestrained courage, but also employed to please an eager audience. From the Tales of the Wardens by Sister Manon. Alright, Qunari. The people of the Qun are perhaps the least understood group in Thedas. The Qunari wars were brutal, but so was the Chantry's schism. So when the fall of the Imperium, some of the misunderstanding is an accident of nature. The race we call Qunari are formidable. Nature has given them fierce horns and strange eyes, and ignorance look on them and see monsters. Some is an accident of language. Few among the Qun people speak the common tongue, and few speak it well. In cultures that strive for mastery, to have only a possible degree of skill is humiliating indeed, and so they often keep quiet among foreigners, out of shame. But much of it is a result of the culture itself. The Qunari view their whole society as a single creature, a living entity whose health and well-being are the responsibility of all. Each individual is only a tiny part of the whole, a drop of blood in the vein, important not for itself, but for what it is to the whole creature. Because of this, the Qunari, most outsiders belong to an army, which means the Qun regards as if they were the physical body, arms, legs, eyes, and ears, the things a creature needs in order to interact with the world. One cannot get to know a person solely by studying his hand or his foot, and so one cannot truly meet the Qunari until one has visited their city. That is where their mind and soul dwell. In Shirhan and Paul Valen, one can truly see the Qunari in their entirety. There, the unification of the Qunari into a single being is most evident. Workers whom the Qun calls the mind produce everything the Qunari require. The soul, the priesthood, seeks a greater understanding of the self, the world, and the exhorts the body and mind to continuously strive for perfection. The body serves as the go-between for the mind, the soul, and the world. Everyone and everything has a place, decided by the Qun, in which they work for good of the whole. It is a life of certainty, of equality, if not individuality. From the writings of the Shir of Kant R. 841, Blessed. We're just going to go through some more codexes for Miss Rennie to butcher here. The wrath of the heavens. Those who oppose thee shall know the wrath of heaven. Field and forest shall burn, the sea shall rise and devour them. The wind shall tear their nations from the fact of the earth. Lightning shall rain down from the sky. They shall cry out their false gods and find silence. Canto of Andraste 7:19. Who was Andraste? The question has lingered in the ages since her death, not as easily answered as the faithful assumes. Born an Amarani slave in the frontier realm of the Black Emporium, now Ferelden, the chant says she is the bride of the Maker, that he told her in a vision of her role leading the rebellion against the corrupted managers. Is it true, or, as some early Andrastian cults believe, did a friendly spirit bestow this vision? We must remember that the legend of the Andraste were multitude in the years immediately following her execution, and beliefs were taken for granted belonging to the cult, varieties in suppressing all others. Indeed, even to suggest there was once disagreement was, oh, excuse me, here comes the hiccups again, considered the dearest hearsay until today, when we have lost even the memory of disagreement. All we know for certain is that Andraste inspired a world gripping by tyranny and chaos, that she helped spark a war which tore all Theris asunder. From questioning the chant by Magister Vivius Argarin. Places. Is it a myth? Of course, nothing more. Tales of the mysterious underground shops run by immortal Morgan, enough. Perhaps undead privateers who peddle an impossible and impossible, the possible and impossible goods have circulated for decades among the Templars. Now and then, a zealous or curious knight will go looking for the place to no avail. Stories place the Black Emporium in Kirkwall's dark town, the sewer of Varro, in the back of an empty boathouse in Lemrin, at the top of the tower in Maris Pell, and hidden beneath the skirts of the giant statue of Andraste at the Meridian. No reputable source has ever found it, and none ever will, because it does not exist. You will, of course, hear the standard justification. It appears only to the worthy. It appears only to the invite. It is hidden by blood magic. It exists only in the Fade. Rubbish. There is no magic that can hide an entire shop full of trinkets from the eyes of a seeker of truth. And I am not just saying that because I searched for 6 months and didn't find it. Shut up, Tristan. From a letter by Seeker Benedict to Divine Justina V. Oh. Tails. And we're not reading these. We're just making sure they go bye-bye. Okay. Black Emporium. So I don't want that yet. And I don't care if we get those. I do, however, want these. Not that. Really? This one? No. Ha! There they are. Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your invite. That was the end of it, right? Good. Well, it's because we have money left over. Okay. Oh, I just hit my mic. Sorry about that, guys. So we're almost done here. Okay, guys, one moment. Alright, so I did check the video. It's pretty long. So this is where we're gonna go from here. And next episode we'll go meet Iron Bill and Blackwell. See you guys. Bye now.